Hey, Mike Foster here. Today I'm going to talk about assuming positive intent. What does that mean to you? What does that mean? Well, sometimes people's actions appear ludicrous or appear completely different than what we would do. I mean, I see someone making a choice, especially in work and business, and I look at them and I say, why are you doing this to me? Why is your behavior affecting me in such a negative way? And then if you assume positive intent, then what that means is you get into their mind and you analyze why they made that decision, why they behaved in such a way. And instead of thinking that what they did was a selfish act, what they did was something that was a personal attack on you or was a defiant move against you, was something that was an antithesis of what you wanted to do, you then understand that there was a different root cause to why they behaved in such a way. So, simply put, assume positive intent. So, somebody does something, and the first thing we think is that, why are they doing this? They're attacking me. Or they're not obeying a directive. Or they're going off in a direction that doesn't make sense. So, what happens is you don't think any of those thoughts. You assume positive intent, and you get into their brain, and you say, well, okay, let's think of why they made that decision, why they behaved in that way. And sometimes, most of the time, or at least enough times, you're going to realize that cut them a break, assume positive intent, think that what they did was a misdirected thought, but in their own mind, they thought they were doing the right thing, assuming positive intent. So what's the opposite of assuming positive intent? And that's assuming that the reason somebody behaved in such a way was because it was a negative intent, that they wanted to do something negatively, and then of course that's going to impact you negatively. Like this jag-off, speeding on a road when he shouldn't speed. And jag-off is a good word to describe him. So let's assume positive intent. Okay. He is in a rush because he's a doctor and he wants to perform surgery because he's the only doctor in this whole area that can do it. Nah, I don't think that's true. He consumed too much alcohol at his family barbecue and he has to get home because he has diarrhea, because he also ate, the bad ribs. That could be it. But just that it's difficult to assume positive intent on someone who's speeding down a road when he shouldn't be. Bottom line is, if he slows up enough to make sure he doesn't create any kind of accident, and that you think that you, many times in the past, on the same road might have sped, but as long as you're not dangerous to others and you slow down, give him the old neighbor nod, that assume positive intent. He's just a guy, Sunday afternoon, wants to get home. He's not trying to kill you, Mike. So assume positive intent. So even that, I kind of got to the root cause and just dealt with the fact that he was in control, wasn't doing anything malicious, and just wants to get home. So overall, in the workplace, in life, on the highway of life, especially when you're driving, when we really think people are trying to run us over, assume positive intent. Understand that most people mean well. Most people do things because they mean to do things well. They mean their hearts are in the right place. It may not seem like it when we see them. It may not seem like it by their behavior. It may not seem like it with the end result. But if you assume positive intent, at least instead of jumping to conclusions or jumping into conflict, you have that little buffer in between. Not everybody means positive intent. And we'll deal with that later. But if you assume positive intent, at least you can say that you did your due diligence and didn't leap to conclusions when you shouldn't have. Big mouthful to think about. Enjoy it. Enjoy this beautiful spot where I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere and it's nice and quiet. Peace.